What is the longest journey that you have been on? How far have you ever travelled? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Aaron. This is the Bible Applied, where we choose a bit of the Bible and just go through it and see how it applies to our life. And today we're looking at Titus chapter 2, verses 11 to 15. We're going to be looking at how to view Christian life. Okay, Titus 2, 11 to 15 says this: "For the grace of God has appeared that offers salvation to all people. It teaches us to say no to ungodliness and worldly passions, and to live self-controlled, upright and godly lives in this present age, while we wait for the blessed hope, the appearing of the glory of our great God and Saviour Jesus Christ, who gave himself for us to redeem us from all wickedness and to purify for himself a people that are his very own, eager to do what is good. These then are things you should teach, encourage and rebuke with all authority. Do not let anyone despise you." If you are using an app to read the Bible, or you've got it down in front of you, or you're thinking about it, in your brain, I want you to underline, put a circle round, put lines round, and the word "for." Okay, that's really important. At the start of our passage, it links back to what has just been said. Sometimes we can tie ourselves in knots when we go through a passage like this, and it can be
really complicated.
I found it really helpful to think of this passage as a journey. Let's look at the start of our journey. So point one, the start of our journey. So this is verses 11 and 14. You are going to need the text in front of you for this one, because this passage is really complicated. Okay, so you're going to need to get the passage in front of you. Have a look at verse 11 and 14. This is talking about the start of our Christian journey. It says, "For the grace of God has appeared." Ta-da! There is a hugely important word in verse 11. It's offers. Now, it doesn't say denies salvation to all people. Neither does it say forces people to believe in salvation. It's an offer. It's a choice. Now, when I became a Christian at a very young age, it wasn't because I was forced into Christianity. It was because I chose to believe in it. It's because I chose to follow it. Now, for you, if you're a Christian, that's because at some point you chose to follow Jesus. What's also really important is in verse 14, this is where our journey begins. "Who gave himself to redeem us from all wickedness." That's the start of the journey. Jesus gave himself for us. Now that means that our spiritual journey started way before we were born. Jesus Christ did something way before I existed. Jesus sacrificed himself 2,000 years ago on a cross. He died so that when I was born, the offer of salvation was there for me if I wanted it. See, this is the great news, is Jesus gave us the ability to start our spiritual journey. Jesus gave us the ability to do that. So that's the start of our journey. Here's the second one. It's the end of our journey. Look down at verse 13. When I find it, it says, "While we wait for the blessed hope, the appearing of the glory of our great God and Saviour, Jesus Christ." Who is going to be waiting for us at the end of our journey? Well, it's Jesus Christ. When he appears, ta-da! Got distracted by my own ta-da. But notice here, the end of the journey here isn't death. That's good news, isn't it? The end of the journey is when Jesus Christ returns. Now, I don't know if you are facing grief at the moment, and if you are, then I'm really sorry. I hear you, because in our local church that I'm part of, we've had a few prominent deaths recently, and it is really hard. Grief can make you feel a whole host of different things, or it can make you feel numb. It can sap your energy. It can make you just want to stay in bed. But do you want to know the great news here? The great news in Titus is that the end of our journey is not death. The end of our journey is when Jesus Christ comes back. That means I will be finishing my journey with those people who I am currently missing. I will finish my journey holding hands with the people whom I love and care for, and I am going to finish with them. My journey is going to finish when we are all united to Christ. Everyone who believes in Jesus is going to be united to him. I cannot wait. Well, I mean, I can wait. I could wait. But it's going to be amazing. We've had the first point, the start of our journey. That was when Jesus Christ appeared. Then we've had the second part, that's the end of our journey. That's when we all meet Jesus together. That's when Jesus comes back and he reappears. And the third one is the change on our journey. Okay, so while we're on the journey now, while we're in between those two times, we are being changed. Now, as you look back over your life, how have you changed? Have you changed at all, would you say? Have you just kind of grown up? Or have there been actual changes that have happened to you over that time? So the Christian journey is one of changing and training. It says it in verse 12. Did you notice that when we went through it? So it teaches us to say no to ungodliness and worldly passions and to live self-controlled, upright and godly lives. I don't know why I read it like that. Self-controlled, upright and godly lives. So it teaches us to say yes to self-control, no to ungodliness and yes to self-control. Single people, when they get married, their status changes, doesn't it? They don't continue to live like single people. I'm currently married. If I lived now like I did when I was single, as in going on dates with people, then I don't think I would be married very long. When our status changes, our behaviour changes too. Status change, behaviour change. Paul says that when we become Christians, it's because our status changes. You are now a Christian. This teaches us to say no to worldly passions and yes to godliness, to living self-controlled, upright and godly lives. A self-controlled, upright and godly life. What does that sound like? Well, did you see at the end of the passage what it says? So at the end of verse 14, it says, to purify for himself a people that are his very own, eager to do what is good. Now that's something that's happening today. So the Christian life is not one of, Christian life. The Christian life is one of eagerness to do good. I want to do good.
I want to do good.
So if I'm a Christian, I want to do good. And that's something that happens over time. That's the change. So the start of our journey is when Jesus Christ appeared. The end of our journey is when Jesus Christ reappears. And while we're on that journey, it's a journey of change and eagerness to do good. That's what this bit is talking about. And it's awesome. So, application. Are you eager to do what is good? As you're on this journey, are you a person who's known for being eager to do what is good? Are you someone who is on this journey and is changing? Are you someone who at the moment isn't? Are you choosing to do the wrong thing rather than the right? Are you following Jesus or are you trying desperately to go down your own track? Now remember, you started the journey. Jesus died and offered you salvation, you accepted. At the end of the journey, you're looking forward to a time when Jesus Christ is going to come back. Let's go on the journey together. Maybe today you could work out something where you could show that you are eager to do what is good. Paul is here to increase your faith and my faith. So what could we do today that shows that we are eager to do what is good? Yes, I think we're done. Let's go to the next one. Steve's challenge. All right. Twiglets. Oh man, look at them, they look horrible. They're like knobbly twigs. Good, what is it today? It is eat as many twiglets as you can in 30 seconds. Most twiglets wins. If you don't have twiglets in your country, maybe you could find something that looks like it, maybe actual twigs. 30 seconds, so we need to time it, right? Timer, 30 seconds. 30 seconds to eat as many as I can. Now, guys, if you think you're going to be able to eat more than me in this time, which is probably likely, then just need to take a video of it, see if you can upload it to the group, the Bible Applied Facebook group. You can find that linked in the Bible Applied Facebook page. See if you can upload your stuff there. Now, please be careful doing this because obviously you can get stuff stuck in your throat. I once saw a really scary video of a girl who decided to eat a cupcake. Actually, I think it was 3 cupcakes as quickly as she could. It got stuck in her windpipe and I think she died. So please be careful when doing stuff like this. It's not advised. We'll go as quick as we can. Is it one at a time, Steve, or is it like... Okay, so I can... All right. So I can just put in as many as I want. Oh man. Okay, here we go. Twiglets are disgusting. They're so not... Right, okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. They're so loud. Oh. I had not swallowed anything in 30 seconds. I stuffed my mouth full of them. Fail. Big fat 0 for me. See if you can do any better. I'll see you in the next video.